I have done it again. I have won raid for the second time. The first time was over a year ago when I received my Lydia, and the second time was just a few weeks ago when I finally completed my Great Hall. Now, the truth of the matter is, there's no such thing as winning in raid. We all get to decide for ourselves what that means to us in this game. However, I will say there are certain account milestones that we can all recognize are substantial accomplishments. And I think this is one of them, especially as a free-to-play player. I gotta say, this is one of the longest grinds in the game. I am so happy to finally have it done. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about the Great Hall. We're gonna talk about how long it took me to complete, how long I think it should take the average player to complete. We'll take a look at some of the benefits, some things that you can do to get more benefit out of your Great Hall in a relatively short amount of time. A whole lot of stuff to cover. I'm even going to do some math. You don't have to do any math. There's no test, no quiz. Don't worry, I'll do it for you. And hopefully it'll illustrate some points about the Great Hall. That's what we're going to do. I am Colred. This is Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get started. Just a quick reminder that I live stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, at least until the clocks change. That is my Takeover Tuesday live stream, where I give away free account takeovers to members of my Discord community. You should come check it out. Also, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider joining our Discord community. Thanks so much. Now let's get back to the video. Let's start by talking about the statistics that are actually included here in the Great Hall, because not all of the stats are, right? Speed and crit rate are conspicuously absent, but we do have HP, attack, defense, crit damage, resistance, and accuracy. Now, I'm not going to talk about area bonuses for now. We're just talking about the classic affinity bonuses in the Great Hall. So I think it's useful to have an idea about how beneficial these stats are, how many stats you are actually getting. So if we start with HP, attack, and defense, we're getting 20% of each. A defense set or an offense set or a life set gives 15% of that stat as the set bonus. So we're getting 60% of stat bonuses. That's the same as 4 set bonuses of gear. You can think of it that way. We're getting 4 additional set bonuses of gear just for these 3 affinity bonuses. A crit damage set is 20%, so we're getting 1.25 sets here. A resistance set is 40 resistance, so this is 2 sets of resistance, and this is 2 sets of accuracy. So by completing all 6 bonuses in any given affinity, every single champion in that affinity gets the equivalent of 9.25 set bonuses, like artifact set bonuses, worth of stats. That's substantial. And don't forget, that's not the only benefit, because you also get these champion bonuses from your tier level in Arena, and that's on every champion. That's not even affinity specific. So at 66% stat bonuses, that's another 4.25-ish set bonuses worth of stats. So we're talking about 13.5. So right now, every single champion on my roster is getting 13.5 set bonuses worth of additional stats from this completed Great Hall. And you can just go ahead and see that on any given champion. Like, let's take a look at Ninja here. Go to total stats. And you can see the column affinity bonuses. I'm getting 3,400 HP, 300 attack, almost 200 defense, plus the 25% crit damage, which is really nice on Ninja, plus the 80 accuracy, which is really nice on Ninja. In fact, if you just look at accuracy, you can see he starts with 10 free accuracy, and then you've got the 80 from affinity bonuses and the 25 from masteries. So from those 3 sources, I'm getting 115 of my 404 accuracy. So more than a quarter of my accuracy is not coming from my gear, right? 80 of that accuracy coming from the affinity bonus in the Great Hall. So this is substantial. This really makes it easier to hit those crit damage numbers, hit those accuracy numbers, even improve the survivability of your champions without needing to rely solely on gear. So I hope that, people realize that, first of all, this is extremely beneficial. It goes on every champion. It's not just one champion. Literally every champion on my account gets those same percentage of benefits. That being said, this is a long grind, and you need to start it right away. If you're in the mid game and you're struggling with anything in the mid game, focusing on your affinity bonuses and also on your area bonuses while we're at it, like all of those are really helpful. to get you those extra stats. The stat bloat in Raid has been substantial in the past year and a half. And the only way you can really compete is by making sure that you're getting every statistical benefit for your champion that you can. And this is a lot of stats to ignore. So definitely get into Arena and work your way up. Now let's talk about that. Let's talk about how long it would actually take to complete this task. This is a long-term task. So yeah, let's take a look at it. All right, so the Great Hall breakdown. If you look in the right-hand column, you can see how many medals are required for each and every level, right? From 50 bronze medals for the first level all the way up to 1,000 gold medals for level 10. Just for the simplicity of the math, I'm going to convert everything into gold medals. I know not everybody's in Gold Arena, but it's just easier for the math, and you can also kind of see the task in front of you by looking at the highest level of medal. So if we add all of this up, we're going to go ahead and I think we've got 500 bronze medals. But a bronze medal is worth a quarter of a gold medal. So one gold medal is worth 4 bronze medals. So if we want to convert this to gold medals, we're just going to divide it by 4. So that's 125. Now there are 1,500 silver medals, but a silver medal is worth half of a gold medal, right? Gold medal's worth 2 silver medals. If they're 1,500, that's an additional 750. And then we have 2,500, 3,400, it looks like 3,400 actual gold medals for a grand total of 4,275 gold medals for each and every level 10, right? Now there are, let's see, 24. Actually, let's just go ahead and write that down. Let's just write that down. 4,275 gold medals per bonus, right? That makes sense? Okay. Now, there are 24 of these bonuses. So let's go ahead and multiply by 24. So there's 102,600 gold medals needed for the entire Great Hall. Let's put a comma there because that's going to bug me. All right. So if we take that number and we say, how many wins are we getting per day? Now you have 39 available tokens. Nobody wins 100% of those 39. I mean, maybe you have a very high percentage. Maybe some people, I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure a few people win 100% of their battles. But do you do all 39 every day? And out of those, how many do you win? So let's take kind of a conservative number that I think is reasonable for most players who are committed to this task to accomplish in any given day. And let's say you get 25 wins per day. Now, in Gold 4 or Gold 5, you get 4 gold medals. So 25 times 4 is 100. You get 100 gold medals per day. I know not everybody's in gold, but again, this is a long-term goal. Let's just kind of use the math to our benefit. So if we divide it by 100 medals per day, it's going to take you 1,000 and let's say 25 wins per day. It's going to take us 1,026 days to complete. All right. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's take a look at that. What is that in years? Divided by 365. That's 2.8 years. So roughly 2 years and 9.5 months, right? 2 years and 9 months and a few days. That's a long time. That's a long time. Let's actually look. How long did it take me? So it took me just over 1,200 days. It was something like 1,202 days. So let's go ahead and see how long that was. 365. So a little bit longer, 3.3 years. That's substantial. That's 3 years and 4 months, basically. So clearly I didn't win 25 gold or 100 gold medals a day. I didn't win 25 battles. Now, one of the reasons is it took me a while to get to gold, right? I had to work my way through bronze and silver, get through gold 1, 2, 3, get all the way up to 4. When I originally started playing, there was no gold 5, and I had trouble staying in gold 4. I got to gold 4 for a while. I got knocked back down to gold 1. There was all sorts of arena changes that kept me out of higher gold for many months. And then finally I got back. Also, I didn't start this like day 1. I kind of waited like 2 or 3 months before I really tried out arena, which was a mistake. So as you can see, all of those could lengthen that task to just make it longer. And 3 years is a very long grind. It's a very long grind. Now, what would be sort of the shortest version of this? We still have the 102,600 medals that we need. Let's say you got into gold 4 inside of like a week or two so that we don't have to like think too much about it. There's certainly players who have done that. And then let's say you win the maximum number of medals per day that you can get for free without spending any gems on it. You get 39 free arena tokens per day. So 39 times 4 is 156, I believe. 156. So if we divided this by 156 medals, it would take you roughly 657 days. Again, divide that by 365, and we're talking about 1.8 years. So an extremely fast and proficient arena player could maybe do this in a year and 10 months without spending gems. And then, of course, you could spend gems on top of that and speed this up even more. But as you can see, it's tricky. Now, I want to qualify all of this by talking about the benefit that you can gain kind of incrementally. Because remember, these bonuses aren't like, they're not just on and off. It's not like you go from 1 to 10 and it's like you get a benefit at level 2, at level 3, at level 4, at level 5. So again, if we look at this column here, you can see that you get half of your benefit at level 6. So at level 6, you're getting plus 40 accuracy out of a grand total of plus 80 accuracy. And it's the same for attack, like you're getting 10% out of 20%. The only one that's weird is crit damage because you get 12% instead of 12.5% out of 25%. But you're getting 50% of the bonus at level 6. And if we come back here and look at the numbers, what we would say is you've got those 500 bronze medals that divide by 4. So that's 125 gold medals worth. And then the next 3 levels are 1,500 silver medals, which are 750. So we're going to add that 700. So you can get to stage 6 or level 6 of any of these affinity bonuses with just 875 medals. And we said that you can get up to 100 per day, right? If you're doing 25 well, not even up to. At 25 wins per day in gold 4 or gold 5, right? This would be done in 9 days. In 9 days. So let's go ahead and multiply this by 24. 21,000. We divide that by 100. So in 210 days, you can get 50% of the benefit of the Great Hall. So 210 days isn't bad. That's about 7 months. That's about 7 months you can get the benefit. Now, there are, for instance, Arbiter missions where you need to max out one of these to like 10. So you might not go just everything up to 6. Do you know what I mean? You might bring some things up to 10 and then go back and do other things. You might also leave some bonuses like attack, say, for the end, or resistance all the way for the end. And you might go all the way up on everything else. But my point is, in a relatively short amount of time, without overplaying Arena, you can get substantial statistical benefits here from the Great Hall. So how long do I think it should take the average player? My guess is it's going to be roughly 3 years, somewhere in the vicinity of 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years, 2.5 if you're really motivated. You can shorten that if you spend gems and you play a lot of Arena. I mean, a whole lot of Arena. But I think realistically, 2.5 to 3 years is probably the average mark for most players, even spenders. Because one of the things about spenders, by the way, like you might get to gold 5 faster. You might have better champions. You might be able to farm a little bit faster. And you'll have the extra gems to spend on refills. But you still have to spend the time in Arena. You can't purchase your way out of that. Unfortunately, you have to just grind the actual battles. So I think that this means that realistically, everybody is probably spending somewhere in the vicinity of 2.5 to 3 years, even more. Like I spent 3.25 years. So, potentially more than 3 years to get all of this. But again, you can get 50% of that benefit in about 7 months. So start on it now. And remember, to get all 50% of that benefit, you don't need to be in gold, right? You can get all of that benefit from silver and bronze medals. Now, if you're in silver, it will take longer because gold medals are worth more, but you can still get 50% of the benefit without ever reaching gold. And if you do that, if you get 50% of the benefit for everybody, I'm saying that word a lot, benefit, sorry, then I think it'll make it easier for you to get into gold and eventually push your way up. Yeah, that's it. That's my breakdown of the Great Hall. I just wanted to kind of celebrate with all of you that I completed this and just talk about how hard it was. Clearly it was hard, but also encourage you to get into the act. Go into Arena. Remember, these aren't the only benefits you get from Arena. You do get those additional statistics. You also get the rewards, right? Your tier rewards every week. You get that additional gear. You get some drops there. It's not bad. It's not a bad place to also learn about your champions. I enjoy Arena from time to time. It's cool to get in there and manual some fights. There are all sorts of benefits. And when you finally max out like I do, you now get this little chest where every 1,000 medals, you get some additional divine gear and some stuff for the forge, which isn't bad. But get cracking because it's a long haul. I wish you luck with this. Let me know in the comments below. 1, how focused are you on your Great Hall? 2, does the duration of the grind discourage you? Does that make you not want to do it? Or do you just think, it's something I'm doing anyway, so who cares how long it is? Yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Great Hall. And also, let me know your thoughts on area bonuses. Like, are you more focused on this or do you not do this either? Because Live Arena, I think fewer people play Live Arena than even Classic Arena. Okay, that is it for me today. Thanks for hanging out. I have been Colred. I will see you in another video soon.